Today, I want to immerse you in the world of elite real estate on one of the most prestigious islands in Abu Dhabi. This is Sadiyat Island, and I've gathered for you now some trophy real estate. Right now in my inventory, I have some gorgeous offers for duplexes and penthouses starting from $13 million. Today, I want to show you this island as it really is, calm and peaceful. The beaches, the atmosphere, and of course, its cultural side, the museums. We'll also take a walk, guys, through the historical museum located on Sadiyat Island, just 3 minutes from the beach. This is just like a jungle. These are exclusive shots. And I'll show you right away. Here we can see the Sheikh Zayed Museum and so many cafes and restaurants. Just wow. Also in this video, I want to draw a parallel between Sadiyat Island and Monaco. In my view, there's a very clear similarity between Sadiyat and Monaco in terms of development logic, audience, status, and how the territory's value grows over time. And these villas here are mansions. They start from 320 million dirhams and go up from there. Today, I also want to explain why Sadiyat Island is a trophy location, why wealthy owners come here instead of speculators. And I'll show you the elite apartments, penthouses, and villas that make up the top segment of the market in Abu Dhabi. And of course, friends will take a walk right by the Sheikh Zayed Museum. We'll start with this stunning shot. Let's go. Saadiyat Island is considered today one of the strongest and highest quality locations, not only in the UAE, but in the entire Middle East. It's a cultural, residential, and natural center of Abu Dhabi, being shaped as a trophy territory for living and capital preservation. It is a world-class cultural hub. This is where a cluster of museums, art, and architecture is forming, which sets the status for the entire location. When this cultural center is fully completed and starts operating at full capacity, the price dynamics will be completely different. Sadiyat Island is an island with a unique natural environment. One of the best beaches in the region, snow-white sand and a clean sea, a protected ecosystem, fauna including sea turtles, a spacious promenade with cafes and restaurants. There's no feeling of a metropolis here. It's a calm, high-status environment for living where nature and architecture are in balance. The promenade on Sadiyat Island is, of course, just stunning. There are so many restaurants with various cuisines here. The food is just amazing. It's really such a cool atmosphere. You walk, stroll, see on the right, restaurants on the left. The beach here is very high quality. For residents of the first line, like Mamsha, beach access is free here. But for the second line, there's a fee. And let me show you now what the prices are to enter this beach. The beach is just stunning. When tourists fly in, they always write, "Oleg, tell us, where can we lie on the beach in Abu Dhabi?" This is the perfect place to just relax and eat at the restaurants nearby. I mean, you won't find anything better at all. And here on Sadiyat Island, right next to the History Museum, there is the cool, gorgeous, spacious park where you can even hide in the shade. And these are the kinds of... Look at these beautiful views. Yes, here we have the History Museum, then the Team Lab Phenomena Museum. Well, look, yes, everything is completely ready here. Now we'll take a walk through the museum grounds. And if you're interested in seeing what's inside at all, write in the comments as well. I'll definitely go in and film the entire museum for you. By the way, exhibits from many, many years ago are collected here. Let's put it that way. Yes, atmospheric turquoise, you can sit down. The Louvre is visible, the Guggenheim Museum, Louvre Residences, Zayed National Museum. There are 5 museums here and the Manarat Al Saadiyat art exhibition. Yes, it's cool for sure. And look, this Guggenheim Museum is currently under construction. It's supposed to be finished in about a year, like in a year. Here we have the Louvre Museum. It's an active museum. I'll remind you that the state spent over €1 million on both the franchise and the construction of this museum so that, let's say, authentic exhibits from Paris could be brought here. And right behind me is the Team Lab Phenomena Museum, also located right next to the Historical Museum. Let's also take a walk around the grounds now. Wow, the atmosphere is just gorgeous. It's very beautiful. You know, it's like an alien structure. Yeah, these things, I wonder what they're made of. See, there's every single detail was absolutely different. I'll just show you some clips now of what's actually in there. It's just something amazing. There are so many different interactive flashing zones with artificial intelligence. And from up here, look, you can see both the historical museum and the Sheikh Zayed museum, right? Over that way. Okay, and here's some kind of cafe. This is how people sit and relax. It's great, of course, with a view of the sea, of the turquoise water. So what do we have here? Look, yeah, how everything's covered in greenery. A live lizard. No. Yeah, actually, it's very, very atmospheric, of course. It's like walking through some little streets. Imagine how many tourists will be flying in here once everything here is fully operational and running smoothly. And look, as we were walking around the Team Lab Phenomena museums, just taking in the atmosphere, yeah, there it is. Then over here is the historical museum, yeah. Look how small they seem, but in reality, they're so big and massive. Look, what's this? These are some kind of bones. We've just, look, walked a little bit away from the historical museum. And there's such a gorgeous lawn here. And some kind of art project. And nearby, look, everything is in such an amazing atmosphere. There's a cafe there, you can sit down. And what's this supposed to be? Some kind of bones? Yeah, look where we are right now. Probably somewhere deep inside some very large animal, maybe hidden away. Skeleton, let's say. Yeah, it's great, of course, great. And look, you see there's also a beautiful walkway here. Sadiyat Island and Monaco follow the same logic in terms of value formation. When we hear about Monaco, what always comes to mind are $50,000, $70,000, or even $100,000 per square meter. That's if we're talking about real estate, but things were actually quite different from what we see today. And if we take a closer look back at the historical records of the region, we will see that back in the 1960s, the average price for prestigious real estate in Monaco only cost about $2,000 to $3,000 per square meter. In the 1970s, that real estate cost $4,000 to $6,000 per square meter. In the 1980s, real estate cost $8,000 to $10,000 per square meter. That was for the best projects. And back in those days, it still seemed incredibly overpriced. One had to wonder who would actually consider buying such real estate. It's important to understand one thing: Monaco didn't grow all at once. In other words, the sharp growth happened in specific areas where key factors coincided: proximity to the sea, limited territory, and a prestigious environment. The areas that were farther from the sea, of course, never experienced growth, and the real value was formed in the culturally prestigious cluster. And from a logical standpoint, in my opinion, Sadiyat Island is at the same stage as Monaco was back then. But it's important to understand that Sadiyat Island is not all of Abu Dhabi, it's also a very specific part. A cultural and residential cluster where one of the best beaches in the region is located, along with a protected natural environment and low building density. This is very important. Museums, architecture, as well as culture, a pedestrian promenade with restaurants and cafes, and a high-level audience. Right now, at this very moment on Sadiyat Island, property prices for prime residential real estate located directly by the beautiful sea currently start at approximately $8,000 per square meter and can go all the way up to $35,000 for the most exclusive units. And if we take a closer look at the current stage of development and draw a direct comparison with Monaco, right now Sadiyat Island is following the very same meticulous structure, exactly the same structure as Monaco did several decades ago in its history. But it's important to understand that Sadiyat Island has an advantage, and that is low density development. In Monaco, growth largely happened through vertical densification, high-rise buildings, dense construction, and pressure on the territory. But Sadiyat Island is developing according to a different model. Low-rise projects, large open spaces, fewer neighbors, greater privacy, and a higher quality environment. And in the long term, such locations become even rarer because it's impossible to scale them up without losing their value. Look, this is the beach line. We walked here together, strolled around. This is the cleanest coastline in the Middle East. Let's start with these ready-built houses. These were the very first houses to be granted full ownership in 2019. There is also real estate here, so to speak. Honestly, it's already a bit old. Just so you understand, 2-bedroom apartments with a view here without any renovation start at around 12 million dirhams. So, apartments with a view. You can also look at any layouts here according to your request. If you're interested, let me know. But again, as I said, these are without renovation. All right, let's keep moving. Here we have the Nobu residences, the benchmark of Sadiyat Island in collaboration with Nobu. I'm sure you've all heard of this brand. This project is located right on the first coastline. It offers absolutely stunning views of the Persian Gulf. This is turquoise water. What more, as they say, could you possibly need for life? Projects like these are, of course, trophy properties that, let's say, are not really for investment. They're meant for personal living, for preserving capital, so to speak, and for peace of mind. Here I have a 4-bedroom duplex, which is about 1,150 square meters, and its price is $41 million. And in addition, there's a 3-bedroom penthouse on the very top floor. It has an area of 1,400 square meters and costs about $42 million. Take a look, this is the Nobu Residence project. In the distance, the Guggenheim Museum is being completed, and on the left, the Saadiyat Grove project is almost finished. If you want to buy a property that's already finished, write to me as well. In just a couple of months, it will be ready for handover. There will also be a huge shopping and entertainment gallery operating here. It will be located in the center of Saadiyat Grove. And look at how much greenery there is here. Of course, everything is currently in an active phase of construction, but nevertheless, we can see how green Sadiyat Island is. In front of us is the Louvre Museum. On our left is the Louvre residence. The houses here are also almost finished. Look at how green the area is. It's like a green oasis. You can see how everything is being beautified. There is also the Abrahamic family house here. This is a union of all religions, meaning there is a synagogue, a mosque, and a church. It's also a really great place. Just imagine how many museums there are and how many tourists will be coming here. This is, a construction update for you. Up above on the bridge, you can see what a beautiful walking park there will be. There is a lot of greenery, really a lot. Take note of that. Another advantage and a key difference between Saadiyat Island and early Monaco is the presence of a global financial center. We're talking about Abu Dhabi Global Market. This is an expansive international financial free zone that is now rapidly becoming one of the most significant and influential hubs in the entire world. ADGM is increasingly being compared to the likes of Manhattan in New York, but it operates with a much more modern and efficient tax model. So right now, I want to tell you in more detail about the specific kinds of diverse companies that constitute the landscape of this thriving market. These are companies managing assets of more than $13 trillion. For example, consider the case of BlackRock, which is widely recognized as one of the largest asset management companies in the entire world, currently holding an incredible $13 trillion under their professional management. This massive firm has already successfully obtained a formal operating license from the Abu Dhabi Global Market. In addition to this, we can also look at one of the most prestigious investment banks, Morgan Stanley, which currently manages a massive sum of around $7 to $8 trillion in total assets within that specific region. And why does ADGM directly strengthen Sadiyat Island? Because the professional people who work in this busy international economic zone naturally live nearby. And that is exactly why Sadiyat Island becomes the natural primary residential extension of ADGM in this important connection. Just like the best neighborhoods around Manhattan or Monaco, you won't see footage like this anywhere else right now. These are exclusive shots of the park that is already finished on Sadiyat Island, an enormous, stunning park. And when everything finally lights up here in the evening, let's put it that way, the atmosphere is just absolutely incredible. Just look at how stunningly beautiful it all is right now, yeah? I have to say, there are also some really charming little independent art galleries tucked away here that you should definitely see. Right? Just like that, with the Louvre in the background. So what do we have here? Wow, just wow. To be honest with you guys, I have never actually set foot in this place before today. And of course, we are going to step inside and explore every corner for the very first time, experiencing everything together with all of you right by my side. Honestly, just look at this. They made it absolutely perfect. It's all made of stone, can you imagine? It looks almost alive. Can you even begin to imagine just how much truly incredible attention they pay to every meticulous and intricate detail in this remarkable place? Of course, it's awesome. Well, so let's take a look at this too, for example. Here, everything looks so real. Look, it's all made of stone. So you look at it, right? There are these sculptures standing here, but you don't really think about how much one of them costs. Right? How long did it take to make it? Just take a look around you, because absolutely everything here, it is all crafted so incredibly and wonderfully beautifully. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Just respect. The developer is Walder. Look at how beautiful this park is. It's big. It's very big. And now you can already hear the construction work for the Sadiyat Grove project. Wow. And here is a cafe. Look how many cafes there are. So you can just walk around and grab something to eat. So let's come over here and see what's here. And what's this? Some kind of sawdust? Sort of, but it's kind of compressed. Look, yeah, there are some bugs. Honestly, it's so realistic that it's scary to touch. We're now approaching the Sheikh Zayed Museum. The fountains are very beautiful. Here, right next to us, is the luxury Mandarin Oriental residence. Downstairs, there will be a retail area. I'm sure there will definitely be restaurants there that want to earn Michelin stars. The selection process will probably be pretty tough. Now, I also want to show you the Sheikh Zayed Museum all around. It stands inside, and around its perimeter, there's this beautiful turquoise water. I'll show you now. Look at these beautiful lines. This is exactly how everything needs to be done. Wow. Just look, everything is perfect. Everything is simply flawless. Imagine how much work it took to make all of this. And here it is, our museum itself. And also, guys, if you want me to go inside the museum, walk around and film a detailed video review, let me know in the comments. We're trying to create this kind of unique content for you. Look, there will be fountains all around the perimeter here. Well, actually, they're already here. There will also be a beautiful park over there, just like the one we walked through together. Everything will be landscaped and arranged very beautifully. Yeah, it's great, really great. Yeah, just imagine walking around here, spending time here. Imagine you live here, or you came here, or you have an apartment here just to spend the winter. It's just wow. You have the cleanest coastline in the Middle East. Look at all the activity going on here, right? People are sitting, relaxing, eating, strolling around. Wow, just wow. And here, look, the Sears houses are being built. Here are the Sears terraces, and then 1, 2, 3 more buildings. These buildings here, they will be completed around 2028, 2027, so in stages, right? On average, one-bedroom apartments start from 3,200,000, 3,400,000 dirhams. And of course, there are also ones for 4 million dirhams. And with the initial payment, I think it's already about 35%. So that's what you need to put down. Two-bedroom apartments here started around, on average, from 5 million dirhams. That is a good apartment. You can find one for 4 or even 7 million dirhams. But a good apartment will start from 5.5 million. If it's with a view, of course, those are even more expensive. Again, it all depends on your request. Look, there's Sadiyat Grove, which is almost ready for handover if you want to move in right now. So there are the SIRS houses, which will be handed over in 2027 or 2028. Then there are the Louvre residence buildings in the distance. These are the ones on the first line, these 3 buildings here. These are the Louvre residences. They're a bit more interesting already. Well, actually, not just a bit. They're already in the premium segment. Here you can also find studios for about 2,100,000 dirhams. So give or take, right? That's it. But they won't face the museum, they'll face the opposite direction. One-bedroom apartments here, of course, are already more expensive. On average, they sell for about 5 million dirhams. They're not small, they're about 85 square meters or so. But again, this is already Louvre residence. These are branded, let's say, one-bedroom apartments here. And look, regarding two-bedroom apartments, well, they start at around 6 million dirhams. But in general, of course, everything here depends on the view. If your apartment faces away from the Louvre Museum, then understandably, they go for around 7.5 million. But those with direct views of the Louvre, even two-bedroom apartments here can go for 12 million. That's how it is. And accordingly, three-bedroom apartments are also available upon request. Feel free to write to me. And in addition, trophy properties like penthouses are also available upon request. And now, the most interesting part. Let's compare Monaco and Sadiyat Island from a tax perspective. Monaco became what it is largely because of its tax model. There's no personal income tax, no capital gains tax, a stable legal system. Accordingly, in Abu Dhabi, in the UAE, and specifically on Sadiyat Island, there is a similar system. There is no personal income tax, no capital gains tax for private investors, transparent regulation, and a government strategy to attract capital. This creates the same motivation for capital. And now let's figure out who actually buys on Sadiyat Island and why there is no and will not be any dumping here. These are, of course, business owners, family offices, and investors with a 10 to 20-year horizon. This is a market for preserving capital, not for quick deals. And accordingly, that's why there are no panic sales here, no dumping, and no, for example, chaotic fluctuations. So you see, even if there is some kind of global financial crisis, no one here will rush to sell real estate. Well, because logically, it's clear that wealthy investors are the ones coming in here. And specifically, Saadiyat Island is exclusively a premium segment. And another important point is that this location is being developed by a state developer. This is the Abu Dhabi monopolist, which occupies 90% of the Abu Dhabi market. And just so you understand, geographically speaking, if you look at the UAE and all its cities, Abu Dhabi takes up about 70% of the territory. That's it. And the fact that the developer Alda is, in one way or another, connected to the government, it's a state-owned company, well, that's certainly, a reliable investment in the future. In other words, it's a super reliable way to preserve capital and accordingly, gradually increase it. Here, the investment horizon is 10 years or more. This is exactly how Monaco started, through a government strategy. And right now, I've gathered for you some trophy real estate. In my portfolio at the moment, there are excellent offers for duplexes and penthouses. These are super private residences with their own pools, which will be very, very interesting for you. I'll start with the Mamsha Palm project. This is an ultra-private project located just 2 minutes from the beach. It's on the second line. This project is designed both as real estate for permanent residents and for owners of a second home in Abu Dhabi. The architecture is modern and low-rise, with an emphasis on spaciousness, privacy, and a visual connection to the sea. The project is specifically aimed at affluent owners who view real estate as a prestigious trophy asset for living. All the necessary amenities are here: a pool, gym, wellness center, concierge service. Of course, all of this is present. I have 3 duplexes here, each ranging from about 550 to 700 square meters. These are 4-bedroom, 2-story units located on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th floors, and the starting price is approximately $13 million. The Art House project, which is also located on the second line. It's a club-style residence, let's say, in the English style. The project is designed for people in business and culture for whom a home is part of their status and personal space. In this project, I have 2 duplexes, each with an area of about 1,280 square meters. These are on the upper floors. They offer simply stunning views of the Guggenheim Museum, the sea, and the starting price here is $24 to $25 million. From the developer, we are currently selling this project, which is located right next to the Sheikh Zayed Museum. This project is called Row, and you can enter here with a 5% payment plan. Look, there are 7 buildings here, and the location is really great. It's situated right next to the Mandarin Oriental. Imagine, for example, at the Mandarin Oriental, a 2-bedroom apartment costs about 15 million dirhams. But here you can buy a good 2-bedroom apartment for 8 million dirhams, or a 3-bedroom for 10 million dirhams and up. Look, there's a nice boulevard here. And what's very important is that the podiums are, as you can see, about 7 meters above ground level, so no one can just walk in here. You have private pools. It's very beautiful, very atmospheric. Your property will be handed over in 2030, around the end of 2029, give or take, and you can pay off your installment plan without any stress at all. But this is Sadiyat Island, just imagine. One of my favorite projects is Mamsha Gardens. Look, it's located right by the sea. This is the second row. There's a gorgeous, large promenade garden here, and you can buy 2-bedroom apartments for about, well, probably around 8 million dirhams. Again, it all depends on the view. 1-bedroom apartments here are about, I think, 4 million dirhams, give or take, and 3-bedroom apartments are around 12 million dirhams. By the way, I actually have an amazing option in this building for around 11 million dirhams. It offers just a stunning view right here, and there's another apartment as well. All of this needs to be clarified upon request right now. Well, dear investors, let me now show you a true work of art. This is Baccarat Residence. These 2 buildings right here, look, let me show you. They are located in such a luxurious spot. You have a view of both the Louvre Museum and the Guggenheim Museum, as well as a full sea view. There's such a gorgeous observation deck here. Yes, this is certainly trophy real estate. Look at these amazing amenities here. I don't even know what this is. Maybe it's going to be some kind of penthouse. Oh no, most likely this will be a common area. Yes, and these beautiful flowing lines. Well, kind of, you see, in the style of the Sheikh Zayed Museum. Yes, all of this will really reflect the philosophy and design of Sadiyat Island. Of course, it's very beautiful. And here you see there will be such beautiful pools. They've already started accepting expressions of interest for this project. So if you're interested in this kind of luxury trophy real estate, and specifically from the developer, be sure to contact me. Yes, Baccarat Residence is, absolutely perfect for those who appreciate truly exceptional and distinctive properties that stand out completely from all the others. Let me show you now. Look, here you can see these kinds of light fixtures, these panthers. Yes, I've just arrived at another developer. This is also on Sadiyat Island, right on the first shoreline, a community of super private villas in collaboration with the Four Seasons brand. It's a really great brand. You've probably heard of it. Right. And here, 5, 6, and 7-bedroom villas are also for sale, plus 2 residential towers. But the residences have already sold out. These villas here are mansions starting from 320 million dirhams and going up from there. And in addition, we have 5 and 6-bedroom options right within the project itself. These are also very cool, interesting villas. What's very important is that this project is limited. There are very few villas, so it's super private. Plus, there are 2 more residential houses, and the 5 and 6-bedroom villas start at around 80 million dirhams. So, if you have a request, write to me and I'll send you the details as well. And nearby, in this same location, there's another community from the developer Alda. Almost all the villas there have already been sold, but there are a couple left priced at 90 million dirhams. There are even fewer villas there, and there are golf courses nearby as well. And now we've arrived at the location. Look, right here is where the mansions will be built. The first ones, starting from 320 million dirhams. And you'll have just an amazing sunset like this. Right here, this is about where it will be. Now let me show you an example of the floor plans. This is a 7-bedroom villa. The pool faces the sea. This is the first line. So G-ground, first floor, and rooftop. This is a stunning mansion that's located right on the very first line by the sea. That's it. And look, here we have a truly spacious 6-bedroom villa, as you can see, which also comes complete with its own private underground parking. These start from 90 million dirhams. This is what the villa looks like. Basically, it also has underground parking, G-ground, first floor, and rooftop, and a 5-bedroom villa. Here it is. Take note, it also has underground parking. Well, they're similar, it's just a bit smaller. Here's the infinity pool, G-ground, first floor, and rooftop. And look, this is what will be sold in the future. So none of this exists yet. This will also be a residential cluster. So imagine you have the sea right next to you. Here you can also buy directly from the developer. So this is for those people who, for example, don't have 40 or 50%, but with just 5% you can get in here and follow the payment plan at your own pace. And here, look, this entire line right here, it hasn't been sold yet. The one near the Sheikh Zayed Museum. So just imagine, all of this will also be for sale. I hope that this will be residential real estate. Why do I say that? Because right here, all of this will most likely be commercial real estate. The developer is making the island super functional, so that it's mixed use with apartments, plus commercial real estate, plus museums, plus a gorgeous sea. Well, to be honest, it is just an absolutely incredible, remarkably stunning island destination that is really great. Let's not make anything up, but this really is the future. This is the future Monaco, which will continue to grow. That's exactly what I was comparing for you. Sadiyat Island is the island of happiness. Dear friends, dear investors, when you are finally here, you just feel so incredibly happy, so remarkably calm and completely at ease after leaving the busy, bustling metropolis of Dubai. It's truly impressive. That's it. And overall, as always, I have really tried my best to convey to you the wonderful atmosphere of our specific location, our truly magnificent and golden location. If you have any questions, if you're interested in trophy real estate, or if you're interested in real estate on Sadiyat Island in general, write to me. You can find my contact information below in the description, and I will get in touch with you so we can talk. I'll advise you on how to reserve property here wisely and profitably. Thank you for watching.